Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with Season 2, Episode 1 of Heartstopper. Last we saw, Nick and Charlie got together, they ran onto the beach, we ran into the water, and he expressed that they are boyfriends. I am yours, you are mine. I haven't seen him come out to anybody yet, though, so we're gonna have to deal with that. I see this episode is called Out, and it says, as his relationship with Charlie matures, Nick considers coming out to Imogen. But it's a lot harder than he expected. Elle tries flirting with Tao. So, finally going to get more on Elle and Tao. By the way, I got this thumbnail. I thought this thumbnail was pretty cool. It has everybody. But I didn't do this. Elle got cut out. One of my favorite, possibly favorite characters. I feel like we haven't gotten all we could and should out of Elle. But it looks like we're going to tap more into that. We didn't get a whole lot of her and Tao at the end, even though, I mean, we touched on it, obviously. I feel like we didn't get enough to fully understand their situation, or even though we know what's going on, they haven't really, in the show, figured out each other's situation. But obviously, Nick and Charlie are front and center. We got Tara and Darcy over there. But yeah, I feel like they should have centered it better. This was just the image I found. And then no Imogen in there. But yeah, the image I found just had a lot of Darcy and Tara, and Elle got cut out. But either way, we are going to probably find out more about the background stories of a lot of these characters, possibly Isaac. In the trailers, they made it look like Isaac is going to be more looked at. And I understand why they didn't in Season 1. They had a lot of characters to introduce. It was a pretty short show. If you do the math, I think it was like 3 hours, give or take, maybe a little more than that. Either way, I was able to watch it in like a weekend, and it was a good show. Good enough for me to want to do Season 2. The reason I started it is Jessie Dobby Reactions. My sister has a reaction channel. She watched it first, was like, yo, go check this out. I think you'd like it. It's like a short, quick little watch. And it was good enough where I was like, let's throw it up on YouTube. But she is also watching Season 2 right now. It just dropped 3 a.m. August 3rd. So go check her out if you haven't seen her yet. But you probably saw her first. Either way, let's jump in. We'll see what we got. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we should touch on. One of my favorite characters, I just want to say before we jump in, is Charlie's sister, Tori. I think she is one of the most interesting characters of the show that is probably focused on one of the least. Imogen is also kind of a favorite, I guess you'd say. She's had her ups and downs, but towards the end, I dig Imogen, and you all know, those of you who've seen Season 1, I despise Ben Hope. So Ben Hope obviously is going to be in this. Hopefully he grows for the better, because I don't want to hate on this dude forever. I mean, they are young. I don't know how old they are in real life, but Ben is a sack of crap. Isaac, a favorite of mine. Very unspoken soldier of this show. I maybe it's because I just know so much about Charlie and Nick at this point that I'm more curious about the outliers. But let's jump in. We're obviously going to get a lot of them too because they're the forefront, and we got to deal with Nick's situation. So you guys want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see these in full, unedited, all of Season 1, Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest. Once Upon a Time just started recently, but we're already halfway through Season 1, all in full, unedited, hundreds of other movies and shows. Go check out Patreon in the description. If not, Season 2, Episode 1, Heartstopper. You get caught up in the Heartstopper. I think I've done that last season too. Charlie, I feel like an alarm's going off. It did, but not a very loud alarm. Ooh, that's loud. All right. I'm wondering if Nick coincidentally came up behind him or if he timed it. Either way, his mom's awesome. Nick's mom, she's in Secret Invasion right now. Are we doing a montage of our relationship? Look at this. A montage.
Yes.
Mario Kart. Hi. I guess there's not much to do besides this. Oh my God, I forgot about that too. Heartstopper. Oh, and we get the title. That's right. Number 1, out. Hey, that reminds me of Mickey's Gym.
I know lots about relationships. I watch a lot of romance movies, so...
I feel like Elle is the most intelligent of the group as far as life. I feel like she's just very immature.
You're excused.
That's probably the proper word.
Take it.
No. Tao!
Tao just runs away. Dairy milk Oreos. One of my favorite Oreos. I used to be one of those guys, I would eat all the filling out and throw the cookie away.
Hey, Nick!
Now I understand the balance.
Nicholas!
Imogen.
Imogen's a delight.
I named him Brickman because we're still friends, aren't we? I promise I don't fancy you anymore. Also fancy someone else now.
Really?
Who?
Who?
I promise I'll tell you. And if you have any romantic developments, I want to hear all about them.
He
forgot
was
to
so
choose one.
close. He still kind of
Look.
is.
I got Brooklyn to roll over.
He looked like he was about to be like, blah.
2 weeks of GCSE study hall.
My name is Mr. Farouk. I normally teach science,
Nick, watch your phone. Nick.
break my rules, and you go straight to isolation for the day. Nicholas Nelson, if I catch you with that phone again, I'll be confiscating it.
Here, sir.
Charlie's just so excited for any news.
You're just gonna ignore me for 2 weeks then?
Well, we're kind of
I didn't even do anything to you.
studying
Talk to
right
me.
now. I mean,
I seem to remember saying something about no chatting.
Ben's like, yo, why don't you want to talk to me? Because we can't, Ben, and I hate you. How about that?
Okay, well, if you don't want me here...
No. Come on.
Oi, you come back to rugby? Yeah. Yes, lad. Come on then.
This guy.
What? Are you still in a mood with
This guy right here. I think that's the dude that Imogen's into.
Come on, man. Pass the ball, man. I was open.
Aren't you guys playing like a team?
Elle, listen, you deserve to have the perfect romance.
Exactly.
What if you tried actually flirting with him? Just to see what happens.
Yeah, flirt with him.
You gotta work with what you got.
My mum's been moaning at me to get a haircut.
Your hair's cute, Mom.
Here we go.
You should do what you
God,
want.
she's electrocuting him.
I'll see you tomorrow.
She electrocuted love into him. Now he's thinking twice. Nick's like, I can't eat carbs. Got a game coming up.
We've been going out for 2 months.
It's our 2-month anniversary.
Anniversary. I figured a good month had to have gone by with that montage.
Could be a thing.
But now he'll remember. I bet you he remembers now. He'll be like, 4 month, I got you a Snickers bar.
And how did you know?
I have a feeling someone's gonna walk in or someone's around or something. I don't know. Like that.
You getting outed because we get caught kissing is not...
I want to tell people, you know, like Imogen, if we're out by the time we're on the Paris trip, we can kiss on the Eiffel Tower.
I'm helping Nick come out to one of his oldest friends.
The sister's got a unique way about her also, but I love it. And she's always right. And you see she's happy for him. Extremely serious. Definitely the most serious character of the show besides the teachers. Electrifying knees.
The height. Okay, ready?
Isaac has to find somebody. Yeah, see, look. I think Isaac's thinking about it. They're all having their thing. And he's all by himself.
Your friend group is so nice. How did you get to know everyone?
Imogen seems pretty
when
perceptive.
something-
I'm surprised she hasn't picked up on this. Maybe she's pretending she doesn't, but she seems like she has no clue. They did have like a break in their friendship from what I remember, but I feel like the way he acts, she would be able to at least have an idea, like maybe question, like what's going on. For someone that's very awkward and shy like Tao,
right.
he does a lot of silly
No, not
things
like
in
that.
public,
Look at me.
but when life gets real and serious, that's when he freaks out and then he can just run. It's like he buckles up
I'll
when things like he's like, wait a second,
go order our pizzas.
as a way to escape not having to deal with things, which I get. I think I like Darcy's dance the best.
You and Elle have been doing work like all afternoon.
We're not dating.
Oh no,
She's my friend. She's my best friend, and it's none of your business.
Tao, chill, dude. Tao. I figured Nick was gonna put it in his head. I just didn't think Tao was gonna freak out. Why would it have been so bad if Nick assumed they were dating? It's pretty clear Tao's on. I like that we have a whole like support group. If Nick's having his doubts or getting nervous, at least he's got some backup.
Thanks.
It's kind of hard to...
Is it about you and Charlie?
Yeah, she picked up on it.
Oh my god.
I should have let you say it.
I knew she knew. I was like, she can't not
It is kind of
know.
obvious. You didn't like me because you're gay.
Well, I'm bisexual, actually.
Oh. Now she's like, wait, well, I'm bisexual, so that means you might have been able
Sorry, I
to
don't
like
actually know how to react.
Some people just don't like pay attention or are not perceptive of these things. Imogen pays attention to everything.
I think I need to try and get over him.
Ella's like giving up. I could literally like right in his face be like, I want to like be with you. At least he accomplished the goal of doing so. At least to Imogen, maybe not to I mean, that's a start, and she kind of already knew, but it's nice that now she feels like she's part of the group. I haven't taken a look at what Isaac's reading. I don't know if it's important. The title of the book is I Want a Partner. What is he reading? Oh, we got leaves. We got leaves. Oh, and he ain't hiding.
I can't believe people think you're straight.
I mean, I guess Charlie's trying to like not push things because Nick, but I feel like Nick is more obvious about it than Charlie by far.
You know my friend Nick?
Yes.
He's my boyfriend.
He's a very sporty, sort of laddish sort of boy. I wouldn't have assumed he was gay.
Actually, he's bisexual.
Nick is banned from sleepovers from now on.
Oh
Yeah,
my
there will
God.
be no hanky-panky.
Stop saying hanky-panky.
He was honest and open with his
telling
parents, but
people
it
that-
kind of bit him in the ass.
About getting bullied again?
It's not going to be like when I got outed. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure
Aw,
Nick doesn't
his
have to
sister
deal with
actually
what
is
I do.
concerned.
Everything's going to be perfect.
All right, guys, that's it for season 2, episode 1 of Heartstopper. These episodes I remember from season 1 fly by pretty quickly. They're over 30 minutes, and I felt like that went quite quick. They're all around this amount of time, like 30 minutes or so. I did see the finale, which I think is episode 8. I saw that was the longest. It was like 40 minutes or something like that. But I like how we started out. We're moving quickly. I do think this show moved quickly in season 1 too. Like we'd get, you know, a topic, we'd get a reason for what we're doing, and then we'd accomplish it quite quickly, usually in that episode. And they're usually titled what our goal is. Like this one was Nick coming out, at least to Imogen. I knew that Imogen had to have had a good idea. She is very perceptive. She is always, and I say this in not a negative way, but it seems like she's in people's business to the sense that she seems like she's always like being nosy. And it's like not like a negative thing, I guess. It's just like, I just noticed this about her. It seems like she's always like curious, like, hey, what are you doing over here? Hey, what are you guys doing? Like she also wants to be accepted and she wants attention kind of, but like, she's great. I like her. She's one of my favorite characters. I just couldn't believe that she wouldn't have picked up on what Nick and Charlie are doing. It is very obvious if you're paying attention. Now, a lot of people don't pay attention. A lot of people just like go through life like hey, this way is not bad either. Like if you go through life where you're not paying attention to other people's business, that isn't the worst thing. It means you're just like, you know, paying attention to your own stuff. But it's just Imogen wasn't that kind of person. So sure enough, at the end, Nick is like ready to come clean and come out to her. Everyone's rallying around him. He's got this whole supportive group. We have this whole party scenario, and everybody knows except Imogen. And Imogen already knew. She's like, I think it was funny because it is just like Imogen to not let Nick finish and come out himself. She's like, is it about you and Charlie? She just couldn't like hold it in. And honestly, it was taking Nick a while. It since the beginning of the episode, even when they were at school, it looked like Nick was about to say something and something kept stopping him or holding him back. But I feel like Nick was actually about to say it. And Imogen just couldn't hold on anymore and was like, I know what's going on. Do you think I'm stupid kind of thing? But honestly, half of the people in his life probably wouldn't notice, if not more. I just feel like I said, Imogen is that person. So I'm happy also that Imogen is now feeling like more part of this core group, because in the last season, Imogen was kind of an outlier where we had our group here. Like basically all these people were our core group. And, you know, Darcy and Tara kind of came on later, but by the end, these were our 6. And Isaac is part of it, obviously. But Isaac, you could see in this episode, is starting to feel it. Like, where is my relationship? Everyone's got a relationship, and I don't have anybody. And I feel like we're going to tap into that. They showed it in the trailer, I feel like, or at least touched on it, that Isaac was going to have some sort of crush. But I'm not positive about that. Either way, though, Isaac is part of this group too. So now I feel like this brought Imogen in. It was sort of like a great first episode way to bring her in. Because what better way to make her feel like part of the group than include her in on this secret that Nick has, that he is slowly coming out now. And you see in study hall, we have this new teacher, unless I forgot this dude. What was his name? Mr. Farouk or something like that? He seems like an interesting character. I think we're going to have fun with him. He seems like a super serious, strict teacher, but not on the level of douchiness yet. Like, he did give Nick a warning. He could have made an example out of Nick. He could have said, you are already on the phone. Give me your phone. Made an example. But I feel like he gave him a jab and was like, that's your warning, because I didn't finish yet. I feel like he was sort of being playful. And he's a teacher, so he's obviously got to, like, you know, be somewhat of having rules. Like, he's got to have some structure, an organization. But either way, Ben Hope is right next to Nick. Ben, you know, is my least favorite of everything. I just cringe when I see him. He has this smug look. Every time I try to give him the benefit of the doubt and think like he is at least not outing Nick. He knows what is up with Nick and Charlie, clearly, and he could out him, and he's not. So it's like I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and feel like maybe he's going to come around or be like our friend. But then he gets this like smug look on his face, like, oh, what? Blah, 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 blah. And, oh my God, I hate him. I said in the beginning, I hope by the end they somehow take Ben and make him into a character I like. I like when people do that in shows. I like when they take a character I despise and somehow spin them in a way that makes him into like a likable character. Only reason why is because every time I see the man's face, I cringe because of his I just hate him. Either way, enough of Ben Hope. So we've got Charlie coming out at the end, or not coming out at the end, basically telling his parents, yeah, you know that guy Nick? How did they not know? They must be working a lot or not paying attention. Because how I'm saying Imogen should have noticed, how does Charlie's parents not notice that Nick is over in that montage like every day or every other day? We have Nick over. But I'm like, how did your parents not think something might be going on that all of a sudden out of the blue you have Nick over every day? And you're having sleepovers and stuff. I don't know. I feel like his parents should have caught on. But maybe they're too busy with work and everything else. But I like how his dad at the end is like, all right, I don't care what is the deal at this point. You just told us that you're dating Nick. No more sleepovers. No more doors shut. And I dig that the dad is just like, I don't want any hanky-panky till you're married. The dad seems like a very cool, chill dad. I remember him from season 1 being very cool too. Very protective. But seems like a legit caring father. Same with the sister at the end there. She is tearing up, clearly concerned, like, I don't want to have to worry about you kind of thing. But this is like what he's got to have to deal with. It's not like he's got a choice. His only other alternative to this is just keeping it quiet and pretending like they're not dating. So I understand her concern. But I also understand why Charlie is like feeling like he's got to be Nick's protector. Like Charlie is thinking, I've been through it. I understand. I've dealt with it longer. So now I've got to be here for Nick when Nick has any issues. Because obviously he's feeling like there's going to be, and so is the sister. They're like, something's going to happen. Like when he starts outing himself to people, there's going to be things to deal with. And they know it's coming. And Charlie's just basically saying, I'm ready for it. And I'm here for Nick when it happens. So we're going to jump in episode 2. I'm going to go edit this up. You guys let me know what you think. You want to see more of what I do. In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see these in full, unedited. I'm going to go through them fairly quickly. And they're definitely going to be done before we go to Dragon Con. But I feel like we're going to do like maybe 2 or 3 a week. On Patreon, they're going to come out way quicker. In the description is the link for Patreon, full unedited. Same thing with Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Once Upon a Time. We just started the new Justified City Prime Evil, which is a sequel 10 years later from the original Justified. Hundreds of other movies and shows. Check in the description for the link for Patreon, full unedited. If not, comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.